Now I just looked this up. You said Tootsie. That's a Midnight Cowboy. Dustin Hoffman does that. But me and Corey were talking the other day. It's not really the same thing exactly, but there's a Parks and Rec scene where Leslie Knope is supposed to be arriving at Andy's house, Chris Pratt's house or whatever, and he like answers the door naked.
He really did it, right?
And well, not at first. At first, he did it the way you're supposed to do it, where he's not actually naked. And they like did a few takes, and they couldn't really get what they wanted. And then he, without telling anybody else, was just like, well, I know how to get this shot, right? And he just pulled his whole dick and balls out, and on the next take, answered the door, and Amy Poehler opens it, and like it's like, what the fuck? And you can tell she looks that way.
Genuinely shocked.
And they ended up using that shot, but also she and then NBC and everybody else all told him, like, hey, we love you. We get what you were doing, but you can't be doing that type
Any
of
other
shit,
job,
right?
You can't just pull your dick
like
out.
That's not cool that you did that. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then, funny follow-up to that, that happened, and because of that, they had to have a like sexual harassment training for the cast and crew of Parks and Rec. NBC mandated they have a sexual harassment training, and they scheduled it for like 2 weeks in advance, and then like the day before, they all got an email from NBC that was like, reminder, there's a mandatory sexual harassment training tomorrow for all the cast and crew of Parks and Rec. It will be in conference room 10B at 2 p.m. There will be bagels and donuts provided, right? And Harris Wittels, rest in peace, who's right on there, replied all to everybody and said, will the bagels be shaped like pussy holes?
I maintain,
which is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I maintain
like,
that's one of the best replies of
right.
all time.
Like, yeah, you
Harris
can get mad about it if you want, but that's fucking hilarious.
Harris Wittels
undeniably.
was a big Dave Matthews Band fan and
He was.
huge lover of the band. Was it Phish?
Yeah, Phish got into a lot of Parks and like he was always wearing a Phish shirt in Parks and Rec when he played that character.
I may have told this on the podcast before, but if I did, it was a long time ago. The first year I ever went to Bonnaroo, it was like the third day. And they've done this a few times, but it was one of the years that Phish did 2 headliner sets. They like headlined Friday and Saturday, or Sunday night, Friday and Sunday night. And it was the first year I've been to Bonnaroo, and it's like Saturday, right? And I didn't see Phish the night before, but I was in this mode of like, I'm in my early 20s, I'm on drugs, I'm at Bonnaroo.
Wait, you saw Phish?
No, I didn't.
No,
go.
hold on just a second. Mr. Butt wants to.
There it is. Yeah.
Mr. Butt loves Phish.
Smells like fish, too.
Hold that thought, Mr. Butt. We're going to circle back to that.
Okay.
Stinky people at Bonnaroo at a Phish concert.
But anyway, I didn't see it, but it's my third day at my first Bonnaroo, and I'm in my early 20s. I'm on drugs, and I'm very much in this state of mind of like, it's all love and everything's amazing, and I haven't seen anything here but just people loving each other and having a good time, right?
Man.
And then when we went to see. Dude, I actually think we went to see the Drive-By Truckers in the middle of the day on like a 3 p.m. on that Saturday or something. And when we were on our way over there, me and my buddies, we saw that we like settled down in our spot before the show was about to start. And then this fight breaks out. First fight I've seen at Bonnaroo. And again, in my head, it's all hippy-dippy love shit, right? It's, oh, what's going on, man? This is cool, whatever. And like security gets called over there, and they start dragging this dude off, the guy that started the fight, and they drag him right beside us. He's like, and as they're dragging him off, he's screaming at the other guys, whatever else. And as he gets right beside us, he's like, yeah, you know what else? Phish fucking sucks. Fuck Phish. He's dragging him out, and it fucking killed me.
I'd have went and hung out with that dude.
And the other thing, going back to Mr. Butt's point, at the time, my buddy Jared, who got us the tickets and stuff, was he had his boy was the manager, was the boss of the like grounds crew at Bonnaroo, the guys on the golf carts with the ice bags and stuff. Those guys, he was their boss, right? And so like he's in the back, he's like a handler. He's like the handler of the handlers, right? And so
He's the fishmonger.
And we were talking to him that same weekend, and we were like, yeah, how's it going? He's like, man, it always kind of sucks whenever Phish is here. And we're like, what do you mean? He was like, well, dude, like last night, so this is Saturday, and Phish had their Friday night set or whatever, and he was like, well, you know, like last night, like, I guess some dude in the pit just like took his fucking pants off and took a shit in the middle of the pit.
because he didn't want to miss, you know, the
Fish.
jam. They were
Yeah.
jamming, and he
Yeah.
didn't want to go to the bathroom, so he just shit in the middle of the thing. So, you know, that's always kind of a bummer when that kind of thing happens.
Jesus.
Fucking Bonnaroo, man.
Freaks. That's what they call them.
So,
Fish fans
You know,
are
I didn't take
freaks
a
with
shit the whole
PH.
time we were at Bonnaroo.
A lot of people do.